This was their finest hour.
Believe me, if you leave here without liking something, that we tried, you have something wrong with you. Just saying. I am a recovering CPA. My old life, I like to say, I was a CPA for a local accounting firm, and then I went into money management, and actually I took over Churchill's as an investor with some friends, and it all went to and I took it over on day-to-day. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. I didn't feel fulfilled, and I decided what the hey. I already liked English pubs, and there's very few English pubs in town. I mean, it's mostly Irish pubs. A lot of people don't realize that there's a difference. But it needed a lot of work. I mean, it was not in the best of shape. So we had shut it down for a little while and remodeled it and cleaned it up. And it's, evocative of, like old wood and very, comfortable family. Because pubs in England, the families hang out there. And the pub tradition is very important to me, where it's not a bar, it's a pub where all demographics are welcome. You don't feel, you want to bring your family in here. It's a comfortable environment, and it's a place to hang out and talk to people. Our kind of, not morphing into a craft beer bar pub was kind of organic. I mean, I was lucky enough to grow up here on the Hops Highway. It was just a very small community at the time, and I loved good beer, and I was working a lot of hours and making no money. So I decided to bring in beer that I wanted to drink, and not the standard, the Guinness and Harp and all the standard go-tos of an English pub. We have taken the craft part to heart. So as Harp and Bass has been moved, the brewing has been moved to Canada or New York, we've taken them off draft. A lot of these conglomerates like Diageo have taken over these boutique these were boutique brands, and they kind of went away from the craft aspect, or not the craft, but the local aspect, and it's, they're not true to the English brand anymore. So we've removed those slowly and brought on more local stuff. But we do try to, we have, an old, an English bitter on nitro here, old speckled hen, you don't see that very often, so. But we did remove most of the AB bought brands when InBev took over, a lot of those brands.
Well, yeah, we got rid of Smittix in Newcastle recently in favor of an AleSmith Nut Brown, which is a good local beer in the same style. And we find a lot of people who ask for Smittix or Newcastle, you give them a splash of the Nut Brown, and they like it, and they like it more. We try to represent as many styles of beer as possible, and so in terms of breweries, just from tasting their beer, really, we go around town, not just us, but our entire staff, trying new breweries, and one guy will say, this brewery is really good, and we all taste it. We say, yeah, we'll bring something in, and but mostly to try to offer a well-balanced draft beer menu. We are kind of style strict in terms of certain amount of IPAs and sour beers, and you need a red, and you need a Pilsner, and so. But a lot of breweries approach us, and we kind of just like I said, go off taste. I mean, if the beer is good, it'll sell.
This is a very organic process. It's not like I'm putting on this beer right now. The staff has a good palate, and there's I can't drink every beer out there. He can't drink every beer out. He can't drink every beer out there. So we try. Yeah. Good morning. Yeah. Once we brought in this beautiful, revolving tap list, and was very unique, and I didn't think the food was up to snuff with our draft list, and that bothered me. And I brought in, Chef AG, who on spec, obviously, I didn't know how good and creative he was, and like I said, I think it was learning for all of us. And we want fresh food, fresh kitchen. I mean, we all know when something's been microwaved and is fryer food. Used to be most pubs were it's reheat and eat food. It's pub food. You go, oh, I love the beer there. We're going to go get dinner somewhere else, and that would bother me.
Once we added these 50 taps, we kind of stayed true in the beginning to the English pub and the cuisine that goes along with it. But as we've kind of grown over the years, we've tried to stick with the standards and the basics. We still do our fish and chips. We still do our chicken tiki masala, bangers and mash. But given just the wide variety and array of beers that we have at our disposal, it only makes sense to kind of branch out and get a little crazy with it. So in the nature of Churchill's, we are an English pub, but we are craft beyond that. So for me, that's taking the finest ingredients you can get in the season that you can get them, and just creating outside of that. I mean, I think what kind of sets us apart in a lot of ways is just our commitment to the craft. I mean, one of our taglines is "Craft without compromise," and just our ability to kind of be able to think outside the box and just kind of get wacky with it.
Our job is to educate, and we felt that some places in town were a little cliquey and a little judgmental, and we wanted to be like, hey, it's like, let me show you the renaissance that I had with craft beer, and oh my God, all these flavors I didn't know had, and that comes with the food, and that's what we bring them in. I think we really hit that pub concept here.
This was their finest hour.